What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gaming with the Bros Cast, episode 184. My name is Harrison. I am joined by my brother Nick, as always. Nick, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. We have a big show.
Yes.
Big show this week. Got a lot of stuff going on. Nintendo Directs, States of Plays, other stuff. Unity,
Games just keep
Lies
coming
of
out.
P,
It's just nonstop.
Starfield, Sea of Stars.
Yeah.
I mean, my gosh. Look at us. Look at us in September.
God. Yeah. September's been crazy. October's even crazier. I mean, Spider-Man, Mario Wonder,
Alan Wake 2.
Alan Wake 2, super hyped for that one. Spider-Man 2 looks really good from watching that state of play. I don't need to see anything else, but just watching like that fast travel system, I mean, that was incredible.
Like revolutionary.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people were like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's the same as GTA 5. And it's like, no, it's not like GTA 5 at all.
Like Forza Horizon 5 and GTA 5.
Yeah.
I mean, Forza Horizon 5 was really fast. I don't know if it was that seamless.
Yeah. I mean, that one was like you clicked on the map and you were
there.
You were there. That was really cool.
I guess, I mean, the big question is, like, is this going to get you to pick up a PS5?
Probably not. I'm probably still going to wait until I don't think there's going to be a price drop anytime soon, but if they put out a Slim or something, I might be enticed to pick one up, but I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm still not missing out on anything yet. Like, if I was to pick up a PS5 tomorrow and wait for Spider-Man, I'd probably play Demon Souls, and that's probably it. I mean, I've played a God of War. Yeah, I've played God of War. That ran perfectly fine on my base PS4. So I just feel like I'm not missing anything yet, which is okay.
Yeah. Was Ratchet and Clank, was that PS5 only?
It was, yeah. And I would probably play that. I pick it up on sale or something, but
I mean, just get it from me.
Yeah, or borrow it from you. So yeah, still not missing anything yet, but I do want to play Spider-Man. But I may take this time to play Miles because I haven't played that one yet, but that's the only one. But yeah. Either way, Spider-Man looks great. We'll talk about it later on, but yeah, it looks good.
It does. As before we get into everything, Harrison, I know you normally ask me first, but Harrison, how's your week?
It was good. It's like I say the same thing every week. Just another
week.
Yeah, just another week. Played a lot of games this week, which is good. That's pretty much it. I really didn't do much otherwise.
Nice.
How was your week?
Yeah, same here. Played a lot of games. Went up to DC for a concert. Went up Thursday night and came back Saturday morning. So it was a pretty short trip, but we went up with a group of friends, and it was a great time. And
who'd y'all go see, or who did you see?
The band Camino.
Okay.
Yeah, they're really good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Was it just them?
No, they had Bad Sons and Charlotte Sands opening up for them.
Okay.
And yeah, so it was like probably started at 7, ended at 11, and then we all got a beer and then went home or went back to our friend's place because they were like 45 minutes away.
Oh wow. Okay.
Pretty far outside of the city.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great time. And then we came back on Saturday and picked up snacks from her foster's house, and she did great there. I mean, she knew the foster. She had been with her for a few weeks before we got her.
Cool.
But she has a good friend there. She has a good friend named Ladybug.
Ladybug.
And they lie together and
what kind of, is it the same kind of breed?
No, it's like a big white lab.
Oh, nice. Okay, well,
like
at least she's good with other dogs. That's good.
Yeah, she's really good with other dogs, and now she's good with other people. She's
okay.
Kids are a bit of a question mark. We were walking on the sidewalk, and 2 kids rolled up on their
they're too unpredictable, man.
That's the problem. They're like, "Can we pet your dog?" And we're like, "You can try," but she was scooting and booting away. So. Yeah, it's just the fact that
they're wild cards. I mean, even our animals. As soon as Kellen enters the room, they're like hesitant. So
what's he gonna do?
I did do one thing really cool this week that I forgot to I don't know if it was a good idea or not,
Uh,
but I got my first Lego set as an adult, and I
Did you get
built
like
it.
the? Oh,
It's Captain Rex
sick.
from Star Wars, the Clone Wars TV show, cartoon show, whatever. Um, but
How long does that take?
I did it over 2 days. I started out. I did like maybe an hour on Saturday, and then probably like 2 hours on Sunday. So like 3 hours total, maybe. But it comes with like a
Nice.
really nice like instruction booklet that's like really nice, and it walks you step by step. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It was fun.
Have you opened up Pandora's box? Are you gonna like
That's the
looking at
problem.
other Lego sets? Because there's some really pretty
Yeah.
like what's the adult set called? Like there's a term there's a name for it. It's like the black box edition. It's
Oh
like a
yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Well,
yeah
I was at Walmart because Kellen wanted to re up on some Play-Doh, so we were there, and I was looking at the Legos, and there was a bonsai tree one that was like
yeah okay
that was on sale, and I was like, okay, that looks. It was like the Zen Garden collection or something, and I was like, okay, that looks really cool. Like I've always wanted to build one. I was like, I'll just buy it, and then I was looking at all the other ones and stuff, and I saw that one. I was like, Kellen, which one should I get? And he's like, you got to get that one. I was like, okay. So it was fun. It was cool. It was very yeah, pretty cool. Like when you start and you're like, all right, where's this going? And then you're like, oh, okay,
yeah
okay, and then everything just fits together. So it's cool.
hell yeah
So I'm probably not going to be as addicted as I am to like amiibos and statues and stuff, just because that was like $50, and that's like on the cheaper side of this stuff. So
right yeah some of them are upwards of $200 but
yeah, depending on
speaking
what you get. Yeah,
speaking of Amiibo Harrison we both secured we got the bag we secured
everything at the
yeah, we
direct.
got everything. We got everything announced at the direct. We got our boy Ganondorf, we got Zelda, and then Noah and Mio
Yeah,
from Xenoblade Chronicles
I,
3.
and
So
I was very pleased with how seamless and easy it was to get it, because you would text me, because I've been keep watching like Twitter and stuff all day, like Wario 64, and you text me, and I was like, all right, let me log into Best Buy, add everything to my cart, good to go. There was no trouble at all.
yeah, which is like night and day from Pyra and Mithra.
Yeah, that
Trying to
was
get those was kind of a nightmare.
yeah.
Not a nightmare. That's
Well,
really
it was like a good month. Like you had to wait to get it, because even
yeah,
I
like
was like had the little app going, trying
yeah, to
to
download that app and track everything.
yeah.
I feel like a psychopath getting these.
Where's my toy?
Getting my
I
babies.
need my toy. But yeah, I mean that's yeah. I was very excited. That was probably like my most hyped thing from the direct was those amiibos. So not saying the
Yeah.
direct was necessarily bad or anything, but um,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll talk about it here. We'll talk about it here in a little bit. But yeah, we secured the bag on those. I
Yeah,
will
hopefully
try to get Sora. I know that's probably going to be a pretty hard one to come by,
right.
just because it's the last Smash Brothers character. So
Yeah, hopefully everyone else had some luck if they were trying to get
yeah,
any of those amiibo.
I still see like Wario 64 and some amiibo Twitter accounts post them. So they'll probably. I mean, if it's anything like the link, I think you can get that one pretty easily still.
Yeah, I'll secure that one.
Yeah, I mean they'll probably be in stock. The Noah and Mio probably not, but they'll probably go back on stock. As leading up until January when it comes out.
Yeah, and those I might be wrong, but those were the most expensive amiibo yet, right?
40 for and it was only a 2-pack. So how you feeling about that? $40. I mean that's kind of a lot of money. But
it is. I would have paid more. I love Xenoblade so much.
Are you going to keep them in the box?
I might keep them in the box.
Yeah.
But like, why am I'm not going to resell them, so why am I keeping them in the box?
I've got
Pyra Mithra, Corrin, Byleth, and my Zelda amiibo or the Link amiibo is still in the box.
Okay.
Like, what am I doing?
See, the Zelda ones, I've taken out all the other ones, so I'm not worried about keeping those in. But
Do you have any in the box?
I do. I've got Pyra Mithra. I've got the Golden Shovel Knight. I've got Byleth and Sephiroth.
Oh yeah, I have
box.
Sephiroth in the box too.
I think that's everything. Yeah. So And again, like I'm not going to sell anything either, but it's just that what if scenario, you know?
What if, 30 years from now, these are worth millions?
You never know. You never know these days.
Xenoblade is like a household name. Everybody and their grandma knows what Xenoblade Chronicles
Yeah.
is, and it's a relic.
There's like an anime like in 30 years. It's
Yeah.
man.
Never know.
Never know. All right, Nick, tell me about some Starfield. I want to see. I want to know where you're at with Starfield
All right, yeah.
because
So
I have
last time
fallen off a little bit.
you've fallen off the boat. Last time we chatted, I had finished up the Crimson Fleet.
We were both very high last time too on the game, so I just took like a 180.
And I went to New Game Plus, and then I powered through to New Game Plus 2. Looking back, I wish I would have stayed in my original file.
Okay.
Because I don't think the rewards that you get are substantial enough to make it worth it. And like upon like actually getting into the UC quest line, which is what I did in New Game Plus 2, I was so underprepared at first because I just didn't have any weapons or ammo.
Yeah.
And like that was after like even going to shops and buying ammo. Luckily, this quest is really awesome, and it takes you through the path of finding out how the xenomorphs, like those monsters.
Oh, okay.
You even saw one, but
The terramorphs or whatever.
Terramorph.
Yeah.
I guess sorry, I got Xenoblade on mind.
Well, Xenomorph is the alien name from like Aliens.
Oh, that was close.
But I think they're like pretty. I think they're supposed to be pretty.
Yeah.
Close. Like that's like a heavy inspiration.
Yeah, but like that entire quest line kind of centers around terramorphs and figuring out why they're popping up in places where they shouldn't be popping up, because it takes a while for them to actually to grow, essentially. So you follow that quest line. There's a few shocks, and there were some like really cool battles during this quest line. And there's one point where you get stocked up for this huge fight against a bunch of terramorphs, and you get so many weapons and so much ammo that like all of the issues that I had in New Game Plus 2 just like instantly disappeared, and I had all these badass weapons and this great armor that replaced the New Game Plus armor that you get. Yeah. Which isn't super great because it takes up all 3 slots.
It does, yeah. You can't. Yeah, it's just like a bodysuit, I guess. Which one did you get? Which suit of armor did you get for New Game Plus? Did you get the one that like automatically heals you if you have a med pack?
I think that was maybe my one on New Game Plus.
Gotcha.
And then plus was something else.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so I did that quest line. That was probably 5 or so hours, and then I haven't touched it since then. And granted, that was yesterday that I finished that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm at a point now where I don't really know what I want to do next, or if I want to do anything else right now, because I could go through the other 2 factions and play those out. I could, jump into base building, but I don't really know why I'd want to do base building.
Yeah.
So I'm at a weird point, I think, where I'm still having fun with the game. I don't know what I'm working towards, and I don't know if the moment-to-moment gameplay is fun enough to really make me want to keep playing. Kind of like Tears of the Kingdom, like that moment-to-moment gameplay is so fun, right? The traversal is really fun. With Starfield, unfortunately, there's a ton of loading screens that kind of take you out of the moment. And, there are certain points where, you're fast traveling around from planet to planet and you're barely in space. And that kind of breaks the immersion a little bit too. Yeah.
I think that's my biggest issue with the game, and why I kind of fallen off. I mean, I think this is one of those games where, in a couple of weeks I can come back to and just pick it right up and pick a mission and roll with it. So that's why I've decided to stop, because I wanted to play some other stuff, get back into Armored Core and stuff like that. But I think that's my biggest disappointment is the space. I just wanted more I mean, we talked about it last week, but I mean, being able to like spacewalk on your ship or be tethered to your ship and fly around in space like with a jetpack or something. Like I don't know. I mean, like there's the opening up to like Firefly is they're in like a derelict ship and they're in space and it's been destroyed and they're going through the cargo and stuff. Like that's what I want. That's what I wanted from this game, and it's just not that, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of room to role play and to be that, to be Captain Mal and
Mm-hmm.
play out, the show of Firefly, more or less. But the game doesn't present you with that very, very well. And like, kind of speaking on like the loading screens and that kind of stuff, I know 1,000 planets is awesome in theory. I really wish they would have condensed it down to like 10 solar systems.
Yeah.
And made those a lot more dense rather than having all of these, a bunch of the planets are barren. And that wasn't a problem. Like I'm not worried about the amount of content because there's a ton of handcrafted content. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
But I wish they would have foregone the realism a little bit and made it a little bit more gamey.
Yeah.
In that sense, where like, oh, every planet is full of stuff and things to do, and every planet feels worth it.
Yeah. So where you could like land on a planet and spend 15 hours on it because you're exploring it, to the T. Where and now, I mean, you land, you scan, you see five or six question marks, you go to those, whatever they are, and then you're done. But I mean, you spend 30 minutes per planet, it obviously adds up. So I mean, there's kind of an endless amount of, but also I kind of wish they would have, foregone the realism and I don't know, maybe focus on like 100 planets or something and handcrafted those, and then let us fly to each of those in a relatively quick time. Like just I don't know, just add like you said, add some game to it a little bit. Like just being able to fly into the into the surface would have been cool, but yeah.
I don't know, because like I think the writing and the storytelling in a lot of these side quests, I think it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like sometimes it feels like, okay, you're going to this planet and you're talking to this person, and then you go to this planet and you fight some people, and then you talk to this person, and then you go to another planet. It's like it's a lot of loading, and I didn't think that would matter that much when I first started playing it.
Yeah.
But it really does bog down the experience. And I don't know. Last week I would have called the game a 9 out of 10. This week I'm probably more in the 8 range, 8.5. I still think it's a great game, but it's not that game of the generation that they might have been trying to hype it up to be.
Yeah. No, I could definitely see that, and and I definitely want to play more, before we do like our game of the year discussion and all that stuff. Because I've only done the Crimson Fleet one. I haven't done the Vanguard or the other faction, so my mind may change. But also, I was kind of hoping that I could find these really awesome experiences outside of like the big main faction quest too. And to be fair, I haven't really done a lot of exploration, but also I don't really have a desire to do so because the traversing around on planets is just so boring, and flying around into a solar system and having a JPEG image of a planet in front of you is just, it kind of takes you out of it a little bit.
I don't know. Maybe I should do the same where I just fly to a random planet and
just see what happens.
Random system and see what happens. I haven't done much of that. So maybe that's my problem. Maybe it's on me. Maybe it's me not putting enough into it. But I'm 45 hours in.
Yeah, I'm a little over 40 hours too. So I'll come back to it. In a couple of weeks, do some more missions and fly in and stuff like that. But so much stuff to play, and I
mean, there's an endless amount of games to play right now, and I
think I was playing Tuesday night, and I did the Mantis quest, and that was pretty cool. Got the suit, looked really cool, and then I did I did the quest where I went back to Neon and did the quest where you like go undercover for the Aurora factory and you make Aurora, and then you can, I guess, choose to smuggle it in and out as you need to. And that's kind of where I stopped. I don't know. I wasn't necessarily feeling it at that moment, so
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Yeah. The game definitely changes around a lot. Like you can spend 5 hours just talking to people, really, or what feels like just talking to people, and then you spend the next 5 hours doing combat stuff. So there's a lot of like ebbs and flows to it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think Mass Effect is still my favorite space game of all time. That's the game is just that series is incredible.
That game just kind of nails it. And it doesn't even have like any of the freedom of exploration that that Starfield has, but it doesn't need it because it's a space opera. Like you're along for the ride essentially, and it's a good ride.
Yeah, it's a great ride.
Yeah.
All right, I got to talk to you about Titanfall 2.
All right, let's go.
This is, and I may be overhyping it because I want you to play it because it's that good. It's probably within my top 5 first-person shooters of all time, campaign-wise.
Jesus,
it's incredible, dude. From start to finish, I beat the game. By the way,
what made you play it?
I don't know. I was just it was Sunday, yesterday, and
Sunday.
and I played a ton of Armored Core like on Saturday and Friday, and I was like, you know what? Let me switch up a little bit, and then I was like, you know what? Titanfall 2. I've been needing to play that game. I loaded it up, and I played the entire campaign on Sunday.
How long?
It's very short. It's like a 4 to 5 hour campaign.
Okay.
But story wise, it's great. The gameplay wise is,
I mean,
it's Titanfall. It's like some of the snappiest, like feeling combat that I've ever played. I mean, I've played Titanfall 2 before, but just multiplayer. But I mean, single player, it feels really good. You've got your Titan that's it's like voiced or whatever. It's got like an AI in it. So it'll at some points during specific missions, like you may get separated from your Titan, and you'll be on your own, and you don't have that you don't have a Titan as a backup or as your main weapon to use. And then when you do have him, you can always choose to like get out and have him as like your AI backup, which is cool. But just it makes you feel so badass. Like if you're in trouble and your Titan's in front of you and shooting, if you slide underneath him and hold down X, he'll pick you up and throw you into the chest. Like it feels so badass playing that game. But yeah, story wise, it's great. It's like I said, it's a 4 to 5 hour campaign. It's pretty much nonstop. It doesn't overstay its welcome, and it's constantly giving you like new Titan loadouts. So you can have like a shotgun or machine gun or whatever the case is, rocket launcher. It's just paced perfectly well, and the story is very interesting. And it looks, for a 2016 game, it looks incredible. Like it's the vistas reminds me a lot of like Halo. Like their vistas always looked beautiful in the background. Yeah, man, it's incredible.
Yeah. I heard there was a mission that's like regarded as one of the best missions ever in a campaign. It's the one where you're warping between.
Yeah, that's very early on too.
Okay. Would you agree with that statement?
It is. It is. I don't want to ruin it, but it is some of the most impressive, I don't know, tech gameplay that I've ever seen in a shooter. It's incredible. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Hey, you're selling me on it. You're selling me on it.
But yeah, it's fun. I mean, the combat is I mean, it's Titanfall. You're running on the walls, and once you get everything down and the fluidity of it, and you could, if your Titan gets hung up on something, you can jump out and take some stuff out and then jump back into your Titan. Yeah, it feels really good.
I mean, the multiplayer for Titanfall 1 and 2 was pretty phenomenal. Like those were really great games, and it sounds like there could be a third coming out. Yeah,
there's some rumblings of Titanfall 3, which I mean it ends on like a cliffhanger, obviously pretty much every game does nowadays. But and there's a total Apex Legends like mention in the game. Because when did Apex come out? When did that launch?
It was
after Titanfall 2, right?
Yeah, it was after Titanfall 2.
Yeah, there's a moment where someone's like, you're a really good fighter. You should, and he slaps something down. You're like, what? And nobody caught. Well, obviously, you know, Apex wasn't a franchise, but I was like, wow, that's really cool. But,
Huh.
yeah, the game is incredible.
Okay, all right, I'll check it out.
Yeah, 4 to 5 hours maybe.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me after after a couple of big games here.
Yeah, and it's pretty. I mean, it's a pretty like linear. You know, it's got some big areas to fight in, but otherwise, it's a pretty linear story. Yeah, there's not a lot of there. I mean, there's like helmets and stuff you can collect, but that's definitely not part of it. But yeah, that one mission you were talking about is probably one of the best missions I've played in a first person shooter. Yeah, man, I was not expecting to love it as much as I did, but I've always heard great things about it. So
yeah, I've always heard people saying it's one of the best shooter campaigns ever.
Yeah, which I mean, you know, it's ex Infinity War people, so it makes sense that they have an incredible single player game. But man, it's good.
Damn. All right, I'll check it out.
Sweet.
All right, I finished Sea of Stars.
You beat it.
Probably the last time I talk about it.
Okay.
I've mentioned it every week. Finished it at like 26 hours, and now I'm going for like the super ending, whatever you call it, the 100% ending. This is a 10 out of 10 game for me.
Wow.
Yeah, this is like
high regards.
Very high regards. This is probably going to be, you know, top 5, top 3 for this year.
Okay.
Yeah,
man, I need to play it.
It didn't overstay its welcome. I mean, about 25 hours, you know, not super long for an RPG. I think, yeah, it's just paced perfectly. The story is really great. Ending left a little bit to be desired, but you know, I have yet to complete the true ending.
Yeah.
So
the prologue ending, whatever.
That's TBD. There's a great meta game inside of it. It's called Wheels. It's like not a card game, but it's it's a game where you control 2 like mechanical figures and you use them to attack the other person's base, and you build up your base and that kind of stuff. It's like short, like 2-minute games, but you like collect a bunch of characters to use in that game, and like I don't know, there's a ton of meat to it that that's very impactful, but it doesn't feel like too much going on. So yeah, really love this game.
Cool.
It makes me want to play more of Chained Echoes. That was like the big indie RPG that I played about 2 hours of, and I heard it's very similar in quality to Sea of Stars. So I want to play that one some more as well. But yeah, man, Sea of Stars, it's really good.
Yeah, that's on my list. That's on my list that I for sure need to play.
Did you ever get the code from?
No, I never got it, and I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna. It's what I mean. It is what it is. He had been drinking heavily that night, so who knows? Really? He might have forgot. I don't know.
Hey, just clip the stream where you won.
Well, I got the screenshot saved, so I mean.
Okay. But I would DM him on Twitter.
Yeah, but I mean it's on Game Pass, so I can always play it there. I can always play it handheld if I wanted to.
True.
Sweet, Sea of Stars, yeah. I got back into Armored Core this week. I got stuck on this one mission that I kept getting pretty annoyed by because it was one of those where they're not long missions, but there's like a kind of a pseudo boss fight towards the end. And there's no checkpoints in the entire mission, so I just had to start over. So I was getting a little annoyed. So I jumped into the arena and you fight like the I don't know, whatever character. The other mercs. and I did all the ones that I could, and I was absolutely loving it. There was one boss fight that was giving me a lot of trouble, and I had to readjust some stuff. But I didn't realize that you do that, you get the OST chips, which then you can upgrade your actual mech, so you can upgrade its health. You can upgrade. You can get like a boost kick and some other stuff that I never paid attention to. So I went through everything that I could. I think I got all the way through rank C, and then I did this one story mission, fought this gigantic helicopter in a really cool mission. So
nice.
I'm all back in on Armored Core. It's great, man. I don't know, man. Top 5 right now for me. I don't know.
Damn. Okay. I really need to get back into this.
Yeah.
I loved it when I played it, but it was just kind of like, it was kind of exhausting how difficult it was sometimes between Baltius and the Sea Spider.
Yeah.
Have you faced anything that difficult?
Nothing in the story since, but I've also only done 2 story missions past that the Sea Spider. So I don't know.
Okay, but it's not super far past that.
Yeah, I'm still in chapter 3 or chapter 4. I think I'm still in chapter 3.
Okay, so you did that mission that ended with you fighting 2 ACs.
I did, yeah, I did that one.
Gotcha.
Yep.
I think that was the last one.
I might be in chapter 4. I'm not quite sure.
I think the Sea Spider was the end of chapter 3, right?
Yeah, I think I'm in chapter 4.
yeah, I think I am as well. I don't know how many chapters there are.
I'm not sure. I heard it was like a 17-hour game, maybe, if you don't try to do everything. So I know, but yeah, it's been a blast doing all the arena stuff, and then being like feeling really powerful and jumping back into the campaign and feeling good at where I'm at. So yeah.
And shit, man, I heard the New Game Plus is like really good too. It's like,
there's a New Game Plus. God,
you need to play through it 2 or 3 times to really get the full story. Like, son of a bitch.
Dang it! Come on, FromSoft. Jeez. All right, Nick. Well, let's talk about the big release that I totally forgot about this week because I thought it was like Friday maybe, but Liza P.
Yeah, Liza P. It's out on Xbox today, but it's out on It's out on PlayStation 5 and
Oh, so it's early access
for
for Xbox. Okay.
Yeah, I think I don't know if it's like considered early access, but it just came out a day early.
Yeah, it was like 11 a.m. this morning. I was like, hell yeah, let's go. Booted up at lunch break, play for like 30 minutes. I was like, all right, I gotta go back to work. But yeah, Liza P. Those who don't know, it's like pretty much like a Bloodborne, very Bloodborne-esque style game, like FromSoft, Dark Souls, whatever. But it's in the Pinocchio universe.
The Pinocchioverse.
The Pinocchioverse, I guess is a thing now. Very very dark, kind of gritty game. There's hundreds of bodies laying out on the streets at all times, pretty much. But yeah, the base story is the people in, is it Krat? Yeah, Krat. They had puppets, mechanical puppets, as like their, I don't know, robot companions that did stuff for them.
Right.
And they have kind of like iRobot. They have like 3 or 4 laws. Like you can't lie. Like the puppets can't lie. They can't hurt a human. They have to obey their master and something else, or protect the city or something like that.
Yeah.
Something goes wrong and they turn on all the humans.
Yeah, and you play as Pinocchio. I'm pretty sure. So you're like,
I guess, yeah.
You're like partially human, or you're trying to become human, so you have to lie, and that's like a big part of this game is lying to people, and because like if you lie, you kind of prove that you're not a puppet, which is, I don't know, it's kind of funny.
I don't know exactly where that's gonna go, because I mean there is like the one part where in order to get into the hotel you have to lie to get in, because they don't let puppets in. But I mean, your character looks like a human. He looks like Timothée Chalamet with the metal arm.
Uncanny. Yeah, I'm at a point now, and this is probably 2.5 hours in.
Yeah.
Where someone in the hotel said to me like, "Hey, be careful who you bring into the hotel." Apparently, you can bring in outsiders
Okay,
to the
that's
hotel,
pretty cool.
probably as like merchants and stuff like that. But I'm guessing if you bring in, uh, if you bring in the wrong person, they can cause some sort of damage or do something. I don't know, do something to the hotel. But that's like the hotel is like your hub. It's the only safe haven left in Krot. Um, it's kind of like Bloodborne or Dark Souls 3, where you go back. You can always travel back to this area
Yeah, the
and
the
level
round
up. And
table, whatever from Elden Ring.
yeah, like the round table from Elden Ring. I mean, so many so many examples from soft games. Um, but this game is really awesome. I think it feels very, very, very similar to Bloodborne
Yeah,
in a good way.
yeah,
And I think it feels like if Bloodborne was created in 2023, this is kind of what it would look like. Like it would have these like quality of life upgrades and these,
yeah,
you know, other kinds of upgrades where you can, upgrade your individual character. There's like the weapon fusing system, which I haven't gotten deep into yet, but uh, there's just a lot of mechanics at play, and the game's doing like a pretty decent job of explaining them all,
yeah,
which I'm feeling pretty good about. Like in the demo, I don't think it did a great job at explaining a lot.
yeah. I don't think
Like
it
I
did
didn't
either.
understand the stagger meter and being able to do like your kind of like ultimate break, or you're like
Yeah,
breaking someone's stagger. Um, but now that I understand all of that, like it feels a lot better to play
yeah.
than
I don't like the fact that it doesn't have a dedicated jump button. But it kind of it does, like
it's got
the
that
left
classic
stick.
like Dark Souls jump button.
Yeah, Elden Ring kind of ruined that for me. But
Yeah.
it's not a huge deal. I haven't had any instances where I needed to platform or anything like that. But I'm sure there'll be stuff like that in the later on in the game. But yeah, I mean, it feels like a very inspired Bloodborne game, and I'm here for it. Just one thing about fronts, like just this genre, I don't even know what it's called at this point. Action, I don't know, Soulsborne genre. There's not. Is there a term for it other than just a Soulsborne
Just
like?
Soulsborne.
Okay. Um, they never get old to me. Whenever you're like when you go into these games fresh, like where you can clearly see, okay, this is the bonfire, this is the souls or whatever. It just always feels really good, and I
Yeah,
don't know.
something about it. It feels like home, you know?
Yeah,
It's like I don't care what you call the Estus flask. I don't care what you call the bonfire. If I know what it is,
yeah,
I'm like, all right, I know what we're doing here. I know what we're getting into.
yeah,
Still gonna call it the bonfire.
yeah.
Still gonna call it the Estus flask. You know,
Stargazer.
the Stargazer. It's actually a pretty cool name.
It is cool.
I like that one. Um, but yeah, then you have like your souls that you crush
Yep.
to give you souls. Like I don't even know what that's called in this game, but they have
What
it.
are they? Yeah, I
Oh,
can't remember.
Ether? I don't know. I don't know
It's
what
not.
it is.
Yeah, it's something like not Aether. Like I don't know.
Something like that.
Something. Yeah. Yeah. Feels like a. It feels. This is probably like the best feeling. It's gonna sound bad, like Souls knockoff that I've
Yep.
seen from a studio that's not from. Like
Yeah,
every
'cause,
other
I mean-
one. I mean, what else? We had Star Wars, which obviously heavily inspired by Dark Souls, but not quite.
I would say that I don't know if I'd call that one a Souls like.
Yeah, I would say it's got Souls elements to it,
Yeah,
but
more
not
so
not
like
as
just a regular action
yeah.
platformer game. I don't know. Wait, Wolong. I guess that was one. That was more Sekiro.
Yeah, Wolong was more. I actually I want to play that again, but that was more like level based. Really, it's more like zone based. It wasn't quite. It was kind of like a mini map of like Dark Souls area.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a huge space that you were dealing with and going intertwining levels and stuff. It had that, but it wasn't
Yeah, that's a good point.
super in depth compared to like a Dark Souls or something like that.
Yeah. Any other Souls like that? I mean, there's like the Lords of the Fallen. There's
Lords of the Fallen, yeah. Which
Surge.
Lords of the was it the Lords of the Fallen?
Lords of the Fallen.
I say that looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
It's pretty fire. Yeah, like I never really clicked with the knockoffs because they just don't feel right.
Yeah,
but Lies of P
feels good.
Feels as close as you can get to Bloodborne without getting your eyes wet. You know.
Yeah.
It's pretty spot on.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, I'm excited to. Now that I've stepped back from Starfield, I'm more excited for this game just because I know I'm gonna have more time to dive into it. But yeah, so far so good, man. So far so good.
Yeah, you guys, you'll hear more next week once we're deeper into it. But
yeah, I was like, I gotta play like at least an hour today just so I can talk about it.
Yeah.
I did download. They updated Dredge. I want to play that. The I guess you can upgrade your ship and stuff, like customize it. I want to check that out.
Nice. I gave you back your copy, right?
Yeah, yep, I got it.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about it at the direct here in a second. But downloaded F-Zero, downloaded Dave the Diver, so I want to check those demos out, or the demo for Dave the Diver.
Yeah, F-Zero 99 is really fun.
Yeah,
I need to.
It looks cool.
To it and play it, but
it looks really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of the direct, you want to dive into to the news?
Let's do it. Let's get into this direct.
Cool. Kind of like the last two directs, if we're including the Mario direct. If you're not a Mario fan, this was not for you.
No,
at all. I was kind of surprised at how much Mario which, you know, I'm not complaining, but I expected to see more, but also I didn't, because I think the Switch 2 is coming out in the first half next year.
Yeah, this is making me think it is. And it's funny watching your reaction to Thousand Year Door, because you saw the book. You're like, damn, like another Mario game?
Yeah.
That was after like 5 Mario announcements.
Yeah, gosh.
Direct. I mean, yeah, let's talk about like the big announcements. So obviously, Thousand Year Door, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door is coming just 2024. We don't know exactly when, but
yeah.
This game looks like, visually, it looks phenomenal.
It's incredible.
It looks even better than Origami King, and that one was a truly beautiful game.
Yeah. I mean, I'm super hyped for this one. This is by far my favorite Paper Mario game. And for anybody complaining that it's $60, go try to buy it on GameCube right now. It's like easily over $150. It's a pretty expensive game, so it's like, yeah, I get it, but like, I mean, there's been so many remakes that they're all going to be full price at this point. But yeah,
almost,
yeah.
Mario versus Donkey Kong is only $50.
And see, I wasn't necessarily excited for this game because we talked about it last week that we thought it may be this. I didn't realize it was a remake until I read the Twitter headline, and I was like, oh, it was really a remake? I thought this was like a new one, but
no, yeah, it's a remake of the first one on Game Boy Advance, which is apparently the best one.
Okay,
so that makes me a little bit more excited for it. I might pick it up.
Yeah, I might pick it up just because Kellen likes that stuff. So.
Oh yeah, and it's co-op as well.
Is it co-op? Okay, that's cool. Okay,
yeah,
that's good to know.
Yeah, I think you can play with Toad.
Okay, cool.
So I mean that's pretty exciting. I don't know how many Mario versus Donkey Kong fans there are out there, but you know, I liked it on the DS. I think there were a couple of games on the DS that I had a lot of fun with, but
yeah.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, maybe this.
I think people preferred this one over like March of the Minis and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. What other Mario stuff? We got the Peach game.
Peach looks really cool.
Oh my god, it looks
Showtime.
Pretty awesome. Showtime, yeah.
It kind of the best comparison I can see that people have been saying is like a cross between like Kirby and Mario, I guess, or Kirby and like Kirby and Mario, I guess, because like you have like the powers and stuff.
Yeah.
But it looks a little bit more elaborate than Kirby does with his powers. So yeah, it looks. I mean, I was relatively excited when they first announced it, but yeah, this looks really cool. with all the different
Yeah,
plays and stuff like that, all the different costumes you can use.
and I'm excited that it's different. It's not just
Yeah.
a 2D platformer, because I mean, there's so many of those in the Nintendo universe that
Yeah.
I'm glad they're branching out and doing something different with Peach. And I think this game is gonna be a big hit. I think Peach is
I think so, yeah.
the top of people's minds right now after the
Peaches.
Mario movie. Peaches, man, Peaches. As I think this is gonna be like a sleeper hit.
Yeah, it's gonna be the swan song for the Switch.
Right.
It's gonna be a when does this game come out, in February or March?
I believe it's March.
Okay, so yeah, it'll be
March
a
22nd.
co-launch title between the Switch and Switch 2.
All right. Okay. So, well, I mean, we got to talk about that for a second, because Luigi's Mansion 2, they dropped the Dark Moon.
Yeah,
Luigi's Mansion.
which
2
it was Luigi's Mansion 2 in Japan, so they're just they're just using that because it just makes more sense to call it Luigi's Mansion 2. That one does not have a release date, right?
Summer 2024.
Okay.
So, do you think they would launch the Switch 2 and then release this on the Switch?
I think so, because I think it's gonna be backwards compatible.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be backwards compatible. Yeah, my theory is, it's obviously we didn't get Metroid, right? That was kind of the big thing, is no Metroid Prime 4, no mention of it. And I thought to myself, if it's not here, it's going to be a co-launch title for the Switch and the Switch 2, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So my theory is January, we're going to get the next hardware announcement, and maybe they'll give a release date, maybe they won't, but they'll say more details at this direct or something, upcoming February direct like they normal, or they just have a January direct. Who knows what they do, but I think we're going to get past the last holiday for the Switch, let it run its course, put that Mario Kart bundle out there, people will buy millions of more copies of that, and then early next year we'll get an announcement for something.
Okay.
That's my theory.
I think you could be onto something, because I saw Game Explain's video, and OJ was talking about this as well. But if you watch the Super Mario RPG and the Thousand Year Door trailers,
Yeah,
you can see like button prompts, and those button prompts coincide with the colors of the Super Famicom. Like those, like the red, yellow, green, blue,
yeah,
like those colors. And if it's one of the games and they were just going for that colorful aesthetic, that's fine. But since it's seamless, or both of those games are using the same color palette and color combination.
yeah.
It's making people think that that's going to be like the color of the buttons on the controllers of the next Switch, and it's confirming that these games are going to be backwards compatible with the original Switch. But that's going to be like the differentiator. Like, if you're looking at the controllers for the Switch too, it's like, oh, there's the ones with the colorful buttons.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Interesting. I'll have to go back and look at that. I didn't catch that in the direct, but yeah. I mean, I think all these games are gonna be backwards compatible or forwards compatible for the next Switch. Because I mean, who knows what their launch lineup looks like? I mean, do they have Mario at launch? Do they have Metro Prime at launch? Who knows? But yeah, I think it's they're definitely going to be, for a couple months, there's going to be some cross-gen stuff going on. And then, maybe the next Mario is exclusive to the new Switch, just to give people a reason why to buy it. Yeah, that's my theory. I think the first half of next year is when we get the next hardware. I don't think it's gonna be holiday.
Okay.
That's my guess. What else? What else from the direct? I mean, we got all the Amiibo announcements and stuff and release dates that we talked about earlier. Sora doesn't have one yet, but I'm sure it'll probably come sometime early next year.
Yeah, no release date yet.
David Diver coming to the Switch. Pretty excited about that. Heard that game is great. Got to play the demo.
It's really good.
F-Zero 99 we briefly talked about. Not the F-Zero that people probably wanted, but also it's like, how many F-Zero fans actually are there out there? Because that game did not sell, those games did not sell super duper well in the past. So,
No, I
you
mean,
know,
what better way to get people into the franchise than to have a 99 game on NSO where
yeah.
millions of people can play it?
Yeah, and it's a remake of the one on the NES or whatever.
Well, it's not even I mean, it's just
Same game, pretty
basically
much.
using those maps.
Yeah,
Yeah,
up-resed a little bit. Yeah, it looks really cool. It looks like it's probably the coolest of the 99. You know.
Yeah, it's very fun.
Okay.
I put a few hours into it when I first started playing.
Okay. Yeah, I need to check it out.
I got, hooked in.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I was watching the end of OJ Playerson's stream, and yeah, it looked really cool.
Nice.
Is that pretty much it?
Like there was a lot shown, but none like that was really super interesting to me. I know we got Tomb Raider 1 through 3 collection. Another look at Detective Pikachu. Looks like garbage.
It does look so bad. What was the first thing they showed off?
Splatoon 3
Splatoon.
Side Order.
Are you excited about that at all?
Not super excited right now. I can't get into like DLC that's coming out so late.
Yeah, that's true.
That's kind of been my gripe lately, and that's why I'm fearful of Elden Ring's DLC, and that's why I'm glad that Separate Ways is coming out.
So excited! It looks incredible.
Yeah, that's Thursday. You know,
yeah. So we'll with that we'll dive into the state of play. Yeah. They showed off like Resident Evil 4 VR mode. Not to get confused with the already Resident Evil VR mode for the Oculus, but this is for the PlayStation. Yeah, they finally showed off Separate Ways, and it's coming out Thursday, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, and I think it's only $10.
$10.
But it's apparently going to be like 4 to 5 hours long, which is longer than the original Separate Ways story.
Cut content is coming back in. We're fighting the U3. Is it the U3?
U3.
The U3 boss fight, which I did kind of miss in Resident Evil. That was a cool boss. So
yeah,
I don't know if they're going to do the exact same, hanging like cage, whatever scenario they had for that, but yeah, that's going to be a cool fight to go back to. Very excited for that.
Did you watch like the separate gameplay showcase that they had showing like the grapple hook and how that's used in combat and stuff?
I haven't seen it. I did watch the trailer that they put out for it, but I need to watch the gameplay. Yeah.
Ada's grapple hook looks pretty sick.
Yeah, I mean, I saw in the trailer. I saw where she grabbed like the shield from one of the enemies and pulled it towards her and yanked it out. Yeah, I need to check that out. And then we got some mercenary stuff, free update for that for Ada and
Wesker.
Wesker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
And Wesker's back, man. Come on.
He's back. Yeah, he's apparently physically present in Separate Ways, like not just over an intercom. But
that's pretty cool.
This is in the trailer, but it shows him at the end.
Yeah,
that's different.
I'm excited for that. Yeah, and I think $10 is probably about as much as they could have charged. To be fair, because it was on the original game, so I think maybe 20 they could have. But
I think they could have done 20 because it wasn't on the GameCube version when it released, but it was on the PS2 version.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess technically not cut content from the original, but for all intents and purposes, for all the 50 re-releases we've had for RE4.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's cool. I'm glad it's priced well for people, and I think it's perfect time. I mean, there's a lot of stuff coming out, but I wouldn't want to play this next year. I want to play this now while RE4 is still relatively fresh in my mind, versus the Resident Evil Village DLC where it came out a year and a half later, and while I enjoyed it, it didn't hit the same as if I would have played it a few months after. So
exactly, and I don't know why that DLC took so long.
Yeah, it wasn't anything crazy, but who knows. What else? What else from the state of play? We got that weird, like they started the state of play with that baby steps or whatever game.
Oh yeah, the Bennett Foddy game.
Yeah, that looks like the next like Twitch game,
it's a
streaming
Twitch game.
game, like
It's a
Only
reaction
Up or
game.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, getting over it. Only Up.
yeah.
I don't know. I'll try it out. I guess if it's on well, is it only PlayStation?
I'm not sure if it's only PlayStation or not.
'Cause I'm not gonna buy it.
It can't be more than like $20, $30.
No.
They showed off Spider-Man, which I thought they weren't showing first party stuff off, but
How to get the you need to get in one more showcase, one more trailer.
yeah, I guess. Look, I mean, Spider-Man looks great. We talked about it earlier, but I mean, the fast travel and stuff looks incredible. Yeah, it looks good, and the fact that like whoever you're playing, like either Spider-Man or Miles, like you may just run into them as an AI fighting crime. That I think there was one preview talking about how I don't know, on the police scanner that there was some crime going on, and he went in, and Miles was already finishing up the fighting.
That's cool.
So that's pretty cool that
cool
there's
that can
an active other character in that city, which is cool. But yeah, game looks great. I don't need to say anything else from it. I'll play it eventually. What else from the state of play? I wasn't super hyped for this thing, but
no, I was kind of in my car. I was driving at the time, so I didn't catch a good amount of it. But
yeah,
they showed off Helldivers 2 for too long. And they have
yeah.
that stupid communication between gamers that would just never happen in real life.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm going to this point to kill these guys. Can you please assist me? Thank you so much.
I think I pulled
We're
up
really
like
doing a great
Twitter or
job.
something at that moment, and they were showing that game off.
Like, I couldn't care less about Helldivers 2, but it's a third party direct, or third party state of play.
Yeah,
it's gotta have those games. But do they have anything else?
I mean, Final Fantasy looked absolutely bonkers.
Oh shit! Yeah.
They ended with that. I need to play. I need to play Final Fantasy 7 at some point.
I would give it this week because it might.
Tokyo Game Show this week. Yeah, you're right. Could be on Game Pass.
What is that?
It's the 20th, right? Wednesday.
Oh yeah, 20.
Because Microsoft, yeah, because Xbox got their little event going on. Yeah, God, like, oh, it's available right now on Game Pass. Oh my gosh.
What, Final Fantasy?
Yeah. Yeah, wait.
That would happen the day that Separate Ways and
yeah, that's true.
all these other games come out.
Speaking of that, is there any expectations you have out of Tokyo Game Show?
No, not necessarily. I think Final Fantasy VII could get announced for the Xbox.
Yeah.
And I think Rebirth only has a 3-month exclusivity period.
It does, yeah. It'll be.
Maybe we get 7 this week, and then we get Rebirth in May.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Or June.
2 discs, baby. 2 discs.
2 discs. It's pretty cool. I like that.
It is pretty cool.
It's like a retro.
Yeah, it's retro. My only hope from Tokyo Game Show is just Dragon Ball FighterZ 2. That's all I want to see.
Do you think that's a realistic hope?
Probably not.
Because they still have to implement like rollback. Yeah,
they do have to do rollback netcode for fighters, but they're not doing any more characters. So maybe I don't know.
Unless they just kind of ditch rollback on fighters.
Yeah, or they announce rollback netcode is done and it's going to come out within the near future, and they're like, hey, by the way, also here's Fighters 2 coming next year or something. That'd be incredible. But yeah, I always watch the Tokyo Game Show stuff, just all the previews and stuff like that. But there's usually not a lot of crazy stuff that comes out of there, and that's fine. We got the Game Awards right around the corner for 4 hours of ads.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to watch all these commercials from The Rock and other disconnected celebrities. It's gonna be fun.
I don't think they'll have The Rock this year. He's under too much flack right now.
What's going on with The Rock?
Him and like Oprah did like this people's charity fund for Maui.
Oh, okay. I knew Oprah
And
did it. I
everyone was
didn't
like,
know he did it.
yeah, and everyone was just like, Oprah, you are like you have like $3 billion. Like you alone could save the entire people of Maui. And The Rock is like almost a billionaire. And it's like, and y'all are asking for the little people that are struggling every day for money. It's like, come on.
Oh, they were running like a charity, like a donation thing?
Yeah, they opened up like a joint charity donation thing for people to send in money. And like, I don't know, oddly, this is conspiracy theory territory, but oddly enough, Oprah has a lot of land in Maui that conveniently didn't get burned at all. So it's like, come on.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
But also, whatever, you can believe that stuff or not. But just the fact that you have two almost, one.
I mean, she's a
multi-billionaire, and then The Rock is like net worth is like 800 million. It's like y'all two alone could do so much help, but you won't because I don't know.
So it's kind of screwed up.
Yeah, people are not happy about that.
All right, so we won't see The Rock.
Yeah, no.
Okay, Xbox's showcases. It's Thursday.
Okay.
Their time.
Okay.
So I think that'll probably be Thursday morning for us because it says like 8:00, 9:00.
Gotcha. There'll probably be some announcements over like, I don't know, like probably like Wednesday night, super late in the night or something like that.
Mm-hmm. You also have Square Enix. They're doing their own.
Yeah, that's true.
Showcase. So maybe the stars are aligning. I know they said they were going to improve their relationship. Final Fantasy VII would be a good start.
Yeah, that would be a great start. Yeah, maybe a. I know they just did the HD version not too long ago, but I would love to see a Final Fantasy X remake, like
a full scale.
I love that.
Or
game.
like what was that Final Fantasy VII spinoff that they
Crisis Core?
Crisis Core.
Yeah,
something in that vein.
Yeah,
maybe.
I just think with the not so great sales of Final Fantasy 16, I kind of want them to go back to a traditional turn-based game, and I think that's what a lot of people want out of Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
I mean, I know like Final Fantasy VII, like the remake for that was was really good, and like that was kind of like a good blend between turn-based and action versus 16 is like a full-out Devil May Cry game pretty much.
Right.
I don't know. That's yeah. I haven't been a huge fan of Final Fantasy since it jumped ship with its with this combat system, but I know a lot of people like that too. So I mean,
yeah, like I don't know what I'd want. I think if they were to go turn-based, I'd rather them go more so in the direction of like of Octopath or Bravely Default, where you can take efforts to speed up the turns and all that stuff, or to take the approach of, I don't know, just add interactivity into the turn-based combat.
Yeah,
kind of like Paper Mario.
I was gonna say there's a little game called Paper Mario.
Yeah, I mean that would be cool if like you could time your button presses in your Firaga.
Well, in Final Fantasy X, I know that I think it's what is his name? Oh my gosh, he's like the Hawaiian like person, but he plays
plays Blitzball.
Blitzball, and when he sucks. He's a horrible he's like one of the worst characters. I like him as a character, but as like in combat he's terrible. But he throws like the Blitzball at people, and I think if you hit it right when they hit, it would do like an extra damage bonus. But so yeah, something like that. I don't know. Let's talk about the Unity thing, the big old controversy this week.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
So
they're charging people a percentage for each download?
Yeah, I think it's 20 cents per download, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if you sell millions of copies, that's money. It's a lot of money out of your pocket. which I think before you just had to pay like a licensing fee.
Mm-hmm.
And they've tried to walk it back because a lot of people were like, well, what constitutes as a download? Is it the first initial download, or if it's someone deletes it off their Steam account, re-downloads it, and they were demo, like all that stuff they were saying was, you know, constituted as a download.
Yeah.
And then they walked it back and they're like, well, no, it actually doesn't. You know, we're going to keep track of that stuff. You know, our algorithm is going to help us out. And people were like, yeah, we don't believe you. And like, how trustworthy is that? And then they were saying like, well, you know, if it's stuff like on Game Pass, like Microsoft will pay for, and they're like, we already know Microsoft didn't agree to this. You guys need to check yourselves before.
Yeah. Like,
it's crazy.
And they had a tweet today, like, the stupid bullshit response was like, we hear you.
Yeah.
We're working on it. We hear you.
The damage has been done.
Do you? Yeah, it's like you guys already screwed up beyond belief. Like,
yeah, I mean, you have like the Cult of the Lamb developer is like threatening to take off their game. You know, stuff like Hollow Knight is on Unity. You know,
yeah, that's
what if
one, right?
What if they decide that they don't want to do that and they have to switch engines and then it doesn't come out for another 2 years?
Yeah,
that sucks for us because obviously we want Hollow Knight, but also, yeah, you gotta kind of think about the future of your game sales.
Right. Got to protect your game first and foremost, especially if you haven't released it yet. And you know,
and Unity is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a massively popular engine. You know, just like Unreal, but yeah, I don't know, man. I would hate to be a developer that uses Unity right now because you just don't know.
It's so uncertain.
Yeah.
You're kind of at their mercy. Too.
Yeah, because I mean, like Hollow Knight. I mean, it's like you just scrap and start and rebuild it another engine. Yeah, I'm not a game developer. I don't know how easy that is.
Oh, it would be,
but it would
so difficult.
It would extend. It would obviously just extend development. You know, a couple years out. So yeah, that's huge bummer. And yeah, I just don't know why they think they could get away with something like that in this day and age, but
everyone's getting greedy.
Yeah, you know, I get it. You know, I get trying to make some money off of, you know, they pay a one-time licensing fee or, you know, whatever the case is, and then these, you know, they're making millions and millions and millions off of your engine. So I get it, but there's got to be a better way to keep yourself sustainable. But I don't know. Yeah, I feel like the damage has been done on that one. What's Snacks doing?
She's walking around. Alicia just got back.
Oh, okay.
She ran downstairs.
Oh, okay. But yeah, super bummer for developers. I definitely feel anyone that's in active development for Unity.
Yeah, active development, or I mean, yeah, I guess that's who's affected the most. People who have games coming out in 2024.
Yeah,
and especially if you know that's going to be like a hit.
Yeah,
like Hollow Knight. But I mean, even for the smaller games, like where you have these demos that are going to be downloaded by a bunch of people, like is that going to cost them? I hope not. Hope it doesn't cost people to download, delete, and re-download that.
Yeah, because you could definitely have malicious people that are like, you know what, I'm gonna buy this $60 game and re-download it and download it 1,000 times so they can cost the company that I hate. People are malicious like that.
That does that.
You
could build I don't know, some
sort of bot that just does it 24/7. I don't know. People. It sounds crazy, but people would do it.
People would do it to PlayStation and Xbox. That's for sure.
Yeah. Last story before we wrap things up, from the Microsoft dockets, and this came out of the FTC trial and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So I guess people had been, did some digging and found out that Elder Scrolls 6 is not coming to PS5 and or PS6. So people are upset about that, but also,
if Starfield isn't coming to PS5, why would Elder Scrolls 6?
Now people are like, Phil lied because he said that still up in the air and everything's gonna be a case by case scenario. But like, come on.
That is the case, and in this case, it's not coming to
yeah. And I'm
PlayStation.
sorry, but in this case, I don't know. People just got to lose their minds over something. And I get it. Elder Scrolls is huge, and people want to play it on whatever they want to play it on. But I don't. I don't know why people are like surprised about it. I mean, they own it, and it's going to be huge when it comes out.
They've already set the precedent with Starfield. Why would they change that now? Like, it seems like the cadence is like, okay, with with these live service multiplayer games, we're going to put it out on every system, but with our flagship single player games, it's going to be console exclusive.
Yeah,
which makes sense. Like, if Bungie made a single player game and that came out on PlayStation 5 exclusively, that would make sense.
Yeah,
like you'd want Marathon or whatever multiplayer game to come out on all consoles. But yeah, I mean, can't fault them for having exclusive games.
Yeah,
same for PlayStation. You can't fault them for having Spider-Man 2 only on PlayStation 5. Insomniac used to be a third-party developer. Now they're not.
Yeah.
They made an Xbox exclusive game.
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, I get being upset because you want to play Elder Scrolls on whatever you want to play on, but again, I mean, it's the way of the business. It's
if you want to play it enough, you're gonna buy a console and play it.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that was kind of writing on the wall for that anyways, but people got to be surprised or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. If you have 3 or 4 years to save up if you want to buy a Series X.
Yeah, exactly.
It's ways out.
Yeah. And especially like I'm saying that it really just went into like active development. It's probably not going to be on until like the next system anyway. So
yeah,
I don't know. I thought it was crazy they announced it when they did, but whatever.
It was way too early.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I think that is going to wrap up the show. We appreciate everyone that's listening. Leave us a review on your favorite podcasting app. We would greatly appreciate that. Whatever stars you want to get, 5 stars, 2 stars, 1 star, whatever, man. Everything helps. Everything helps.
Yeah, I mean, 5 stars would be great.
Yeah, 5 stars would be
whatever you want.
Yeah, it'll be great. We'll read it off on the podcast. I'll probably read off a 1 star too.
Oh yeah,
but
like a badge of honor.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've got all our social stuff, in our description below. You can check that out. We've been ramping up our TikTok content between clips of the games and I don't know, reaction videos and stuff like that. So
always be playing.
Yeah, always good stuff. All right, guys. Well, we'll be back next week with, I don't know, if anything crazy happens at Tokyo Game Show, we'll talk about it. Definitely probably heavy Liza P talk next week as we get deeper in.
Liza P, Separate Ways.
Yeah. Armor Core. Yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.